Good evening, everybody. This is Richard back at you. We got little Annie hanging out, patting. She thinks it's hot, huh? I think it's a little warm in here. Got Miss Teresa. What do you think?
Well, depending on when we post this video, it might be evening, it might be morning, it might be early afternoon. So whatever it is, there you go.
Good evening, good morning.
There you go.
There you go.
Exactly.
It's evening here anyway. So,
Right.
But anyway, we got Billy's 98 Chevrolet in the house, 4-wheel drive. We just got his tranny rebuilt. Turned out really nice with all the good parts that he wanted to get put in there. So we're really excited there. The truck's got 244,000 miles or something like that on it. Transfer case could have been apart before, probably hasn't been, so we decided to go ahead and go through it. We're going to be changing all the external seals, but we kind of wanted to go inside and just look and see what the shift fork insert little pads look like, and see if they're really thin, and might as well do it now. So we're doing the rear main seal, the U-joints and stuff like that, so we might as well do the rest of it and make it right for him. What we're going to do is hang on to this little green screwdriver. It's a magnet. We're going to get the speed sensor off of it first. Get that out of the way. Don't want to damage this. This thing right here is like 200 bucks. Really, really expensive. The brass ones that are brass all the way to the end, the earlier ones, they're even higher. So you don't want to damage that. And then we have our switch here that when you move the shifter, the motor moves, it tells it what gear it's in, the lights come on and stuff like that, 4-wheel drive light. It's a 3-prong. When you move the motor moves the linkage in there, it pushes on this ball, puts it in different positions and does different things out the switch. Pretty neat. Get this yoke off here next. Hope the impact ain't too loud, guys, but there we go. Kind of loud, but wasn't loud for a long period of time anyway, huh, Teresa?
Hello.
Not too bad at all. We're going to get our puller here. Stick it on there. There you go. Anytime you start taking these apart, you want to look at every place there could be wear. So we want to look on this yoke right off the bat. You can see where the seals have been running, but there's physically no groove or anything like that. It looks brand new. Looks really nice. So that's a plus. And we're going to get our electric motor off here. There you go. Got a little O-ring right here to keep all the moisture out of the linkage part in there so it doesn't rust. Now you notice this is cammed. It's got a slide on one side, or both sides actually, so this motor is only going to go on one direction. You can see it visibly here. So you're never going to turn the motor to match this up when you put it back on. So when you put your transfer case back together, if this is turned, you're going to have to turn this right here to line it up with the motor. You're not going to get in here and try to turn this motor. Pretty simple.
What is that?
This is a seal right here that keeps fluid from coming out the splines. And it seals it like this, the washer and stuff, the yoke.
Oh.
That way fluid can't come up here and run out to the nut. Get our tail housing off. Now these are going to be 15 millimeter here. You're going to have 13 millimeter that holds the secondary housing on. And then the rest of them are going to be 15 all the way around. Pretty simple. No gasket, just silicone here. Of course, you'll have a bushing in here and a new seal. Just remember, a lot of people don't realize the seal goes in a certain direction. If you notice, we have a weep hole right here. That way, if the seal ever starts leaking, it'll actually drip out this little weep hole right here. So the weep hole points downward. If you notice, we have a notch in the seal right here for the top. Normally, it would be lined up dead center right here. You can see it's off just a little bit. But normally, that would be lined up. That way, it drips straight down when the transfer case is in there. And we have a snap ring right here. I hate snap rings. Some of them especially, they can be a bear to get off. You want to look at it. You know, if you got a little bit of wear right here, see that wear right there on that snap ring?
Yeah.
So you always want to look at your snap rings too. So that was a little loud. Give her a little RPM that time, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's what I like about these Matco impacts. I mean, these things will get it on. Over here. I'm gonna be careful prying it off. You don't want to break it. Of course, nothing's easy. Let me get that in there right. There we go. Shoulder's doing really good. That's a must. Actually getting some strength back in it where I can do some things. Teresa said this transfer case was heavy though. When we took it out, she said her end was heavy. Was it heavy, Teresa?
Yes.
It was a little bit, wasn't it? These are the type you have to put in over. There's a frame that goes across on the pickup. You got to stick the tail end of it on top, then grab it and then slide it onto the tranny. This piece here doesn't come out, so makes it a little rougher
Yeah,
to get out. We
you
just
have
can't.
You have to slide it back and then dip it down.
Yeah, and
then it's going to have to go back in the same way. Put it up, dip
Dip
it
it
up,
up,
get it back
slide
up
forward.
there.
Luck-
Exactly.
Yeah, you're lucky this time. Eric's going to come over and help you.
No, you're lucky.
Or help us.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounded good, help you, huh?
Yeah, huh? I'm going to be a busy person
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'm going to check this bearing here for any wear. When we clean this up, we'll be able to spin it and see if there's any wear or any noises or anything like that. And we do have electronic speedometer. We have our reluctor wheel here. Basically, this spins and this sensor counts it like that. As this is spinning, this is your speedometer. Okay. Doesn't matter which way it goes on any direction. There's no timing of it or anything. You just throw it on. You have two snap rings though. You got one here that keeps it from going towards the pump, and then one here that keeps it on there, so it's trapped in between two snap rings. This really was no trash on the that come out of the transfer case. The fluid was just really, really dirty from being in there for so long. I'll try to keep this as quiet as possible. I'll really try to keep it quiet as possible. Now these bolts here will normally have a washer on them right here because this is your dowel alignment for your cases. There's one here and one here. Another washer here. You can see the dowel right there, and there's another dowel right here. So bolts are different lengths too to make up for the washer. Now this is physically our pump right here, guys. Once it this doesn't have a pump that runs off the motor or the transmission. It runs off the drive shaft. So once the vehicle comes to a stop, there's no pump pressure in the transfer case. The drive shaft physically has to turn to make the pump turn for it to start pumping fluid. slide this up, see if that looks right. I always need a bigger hammer. Now, they have these dowels right here. You can see that, but they have a little slot right here in the case. When you take and put your pry bar or whatever in here, you don't want to put it towards the dowel because the dowel's real thin and you'll bend it. You always want to come in at a sideways and kind of hit it like this to pry it open, okay? You don't want to go inward towards the dowel. That dowel's real thin and you can physically hit it real easy. Okay, we have our magnet. You can see the magnet just ain't got a lot of trash on it. And then we have our pickup for our pump. This O-ring right here you do not want to lose, but it does come in the seal kit if you get it from Transtar. Okay, this is going to kind of go like this. Well, stick that in there. This is actually how I stick it together. I'll put it together like this, flip it over, have this sitting on the bench, and then I'll set it down in here like this. But this is the bottom of the transfer case right here with the suction for the pump. Just like that. So, like I said, don't lose that O-ring. I keep them all. I got a bag of them over there. Even though they're used, if your kit don't come with one or anything like that, your seal kit, you have a spare because that O-ring is special. You won't find it nowhere.